if you have to see yourself as a business. You are the CEO of Hassiem Inc., of You Inc., and when we shift to that, as well as a creative, uh, every month you need to evaluate how many auditions did I have. What were the projects I wanted to get into? How much money did I spend? How much money did I make? That is looking at yourself seriously. It's a commitment to that.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Hassiem Muhammad, and you are listening to The Actor's Instrument, Tools for the Long Game. Before we dive in with today's incredible guest, I would love it if you could all hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're pushing for more growth in 2026, and I can't do it without you. So thank you in advance. Some studies suggest that working with a coach can increase one's success rate from a mere 10% all the way to a 95% success rate. So, joining me this week on The Actor's Instrument, I've got career consultant Annie Chadwick to give us some insight into goal setting and working through your career as an artist. Annie Chadwick is the founder and co-owner of Up To Date Theatricals LLC. If you've been in the drama bookshop in New York City, you might recognize some of her monthly publications like the NYC Agent Directory, the California Agent Directory, New York City Casting Directors, or the Performing Artist Guide to Money, Taxes, and Success. Her multifaceted career ranges from the stages of opera and musical theater to the world of film and TV, including Feinstein's 54 Below Cabaret, Confessions of a Shopaholic, Law and Order SVU, productions of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Cabaret, and Hello, Dolly. Annie has a master's degree from Indiana University School of Music. She's a proud member of Actors Equity, SAG-AFTRA, ASCAP, and AGMA. Whoo, Annie, thank you so much for joining me.
Wow, happy new year, Hassiem. Uh, I'm already in the flow of 2026, and I know you are because you're a go-getter.
Yes, ma'am. You know what time it is.
And it's so great to be on this program with you. I deep dived into some of your programs, and I am
Mhm.
so impressed with you.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you for doing this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I think I started this show a little over 2 years ago, and it was during the actor and writer strike.
Okay.
And basically, I was just like, I need something to keep me busy. I want to do something that's additive to our community. I know a lot of people. I'm great at talking to people. So I started the podcast. And yeah, the goal is just to pump out as much value as possible.
Well, you are one of the people that inspire this actors and this entertainment industry. You're doing it. You are the entrepreneur. You are in the flow of creativity, and that's what I love to see in the clients and actors that I work with. So you're an example.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Annie, could you clarify for everybody what you do as a career consultant? You know, I read some stats at the top about working with a coach, which surprised me, honestly. And so I'm curious to hear how you describe your job.
Do you know what? I am the best advocate for actors and their career. I sometimes jokingly say, I am more invested in your career than you are because no matter what age a person is who wants to build a creative artistic career, I become inspired by their goal and it ignites ideas in me that just flow with let's see what can we do? Come on, let's do it. So my job is to take an actor where they are and define what specific type they are. That's really critical, what you bring to the table. When we use the word type, it's a casting director shorthand for how you and the industry best knows how to cast you, the roles that you're best for. So we have to start there. And then, for instance, if you already have commercial representation, and you want to expand into film and TV, all right, that's our job. I like people to have a focus for the next 3 to 6 months. We want to do everything, and you're a perfect example of that. But the more we focus in an area, it defines everything. It defines my marketing tools. It defines who I work with. It defines the casting directors that need to know me. So that's where I began with people. Um, and what I enjoy doing is setting up clear path to evolve in that area. And Hassiem, I've discovered one of the best ways I can do that is to have weekly conversations with my clients. And usually that's a Friday, can be a Monday, but I review work. We review the task for this week. We review how that fits in to where they want to be. And I've never really looked at quarters, but now I'm starting to look at quarters. So, what is the first quarter? What do you want to achieve? I'm working with a client right now who has fantastic commercial representation, the same steward agency that you do. And they're awesome, one of the best in the nation. And our goal now is to get a theatrical representation, an agent on the East Coast. So that defines everything now. So from reels to marketing materials to new headshots to what you say in a submission note about your type, about what you bring, your uniqueness, what you bring to the table. So all of
Mhm.
that is a holistic look. And from there, we work every week on that specific path. And so that's really I treat everyone where they are, what they want to do. I ask them, "What do you want to achieve by working with me?" And say, "Okay, let's go. Let's do it." And we create a path. So
Mhm.
that's maybe a long example of how I work, but it's very unique to each individual.
I love that. And something that stood out to me was you mentioning these quarterly goals, because for myself, I recently, just my birthday in October, also switched to quarterly goals
Hmm,
because there's something a year is both like a short amount of time, but it's also a long time.
yeah.
And it's hard to stay motivated on a singular thing for
Mhm.
365 days. I'm feeling much more motivated and I feel much more pressure when I think, "Oh snap, I got 90 days to make this happen." So I'm right there with you on that one.
The other thing is, if you have to see yourself as a business. You are the CEO of Hassiem Inc., of You Inc., and when we shift to that, as well as a creative, uh, every month, you need to evaluate how many auditions did I have? What were the projects I wanted to get into? How much money did I spend? How much money did I make? That is looking at yourself seriously. It's a commitment to that. Also, when we have these specific goals, we stay in track. We're not just illusion about where am I? What am I doing? I appreciated how you, in reviewing 2025, were very specific. What were the number of auditions? What were the actual bookings? Um, that way, you are aware of where you are. You're not dealing with this unknown. Many times when I first start working with someone, I'll say, "Okay, you have representation. How many auditions have you gotten this month?" Um, hmm, they go, "Wow, you have to know that." Also, I highly recommend quarterly asking for your talent report with your representation. It's not checking in on them. It's saying, "Okay, these are the projects I was submitted on. These are the casting directors. How many actually gave me an audition? How many do I know? Who do I not know? How can I meet them? How can I introduce myself to them and help my representation out?" So all of this is viewing yourself as the CEO of your own company, which is you.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that framework. Be the CEO of your own business. And I love how you have tangible ways that you can make it so. Now, last week on the show, we had a career coach who is not like affiliated with the entertainment industry at all, Stuart Hislop. And he says that, in not specializing with artists, he believes that goal setting is the same no matter what industry you're in.
Mhm.
Would you agree with that? Would you agree when you're goal setting with your clients that you would goal set with them the same way as if you were working with, you know, an architect or, somebody who was working in business or finance?
Absolutely. Um, being the CEO of your own business is universal. Uh, it's universal to set goals with any of business that you're in. Also, one of the main key components that I work in is a mindset, and to be confident, to expect success, to work on your mental thoughts daily, uh, no matter who or what you're doing in life is essential. That's a
Mhm.
big part of my career work. We work on affirmations, we work on setting clear goals with clear expectations. One of the things that I'm seeing these days is that when I work with people, for some reason, I'm attracted to a lot of lawyers. I have a lot of lawyers who want to be artists or full time artists, and they view their lawyer career as separate from their performance career. I really feel like that's an Achilles heel for anyone, but especially artists. We have to find ways to be in the creative flow daily. So I say to them, you're in court. You're performing like you're on Law and Order. Do you know? Embrace that. It's not separate from creativity as a performer or an artist. And I work on that mindset to get up every day and see the day as totally new, unscripted. I'm creating it. I also like that I'm a co creator with the universe, with divine intelligence. And let's go. I meditate in the mornings. I encourage my clients to. I speak to all of the unseen forces and have a dialogue that inspire me today, help me to listen to the best opportunities. The synchronicities, I'm a big component of seeing the synchronicities. So, all
Mhm.
of this is success no matter what area you are. You could be a plumber and still know I'm confident I have the tools to show up at this house and fix the sink, fix the toilet. To know that's we all have to have that. And so many times, that's the first thing I want to work on is getting rid of old habits, old mental thoughts about yourself and the career. Oh, it's going to take me 5 years to do this. Oh, it's going to take me this. Um, that's holding you back. So I do a lot of mind work with my clients as well as very specific work.
Sure. Now, I'd love to compare a similar question that I asked, or exact same question I asked
Mhm.
to our previous career consultant who was on the show, because again, he works in a non artistic space. You work, I think, exclusively with people who want to be
Yeah.
artists if they're not already.
Yes.
So, if a client came to you and said, I want to be on Broadway in 5 years,
Mhm.
how would you begin to break that down for them? And maybe you could give us an example of like these quarterly goals that you spoke of.
Well, first, your materials have to be top notch. If you're a singer, your book has to be perfect and a great example of what you do best as far as range and type. You have to know all of the shows that I say pick 10 productions, plays that you're a perfect fit for. Who's producing those? Where in the regionals are there? What's on Broadway that you're a perfect fit for? What's on off Broadway that you're a perfect fit for? So we start there. We start. Uh, I always say, let's make it easy to get cast. Know what I do best. Here are the 10 roles. I am right for age, type, musicality. And then my materials have to reflect that. I actually one of the things I love to do, I did it in my own career. If I wanted a role, I actually started working on it as if I was going to be doing it in 6 months. I learned the role. I learned the music. I started living in the world that I wanted to actually live in. So that would be, as a musician, you have to have MP4s if you are a singer on Broadway, you have to know what's on Broadway. What's on Broadway is going to the regionals next year, in the next 2 years, or if something's coming to Broadway and I can book that in the regionals. Then I have reviews. Then I can come back to the casting director and say, obviously, I want the starring role, but I'll be willing to understudy. So, all of this, you immerse yourself in the specific area you want to work in. On a different note like that, I do a lot of work with what are the 10 television roles that you're right for in that world. And then I'll get this and I'll go, all right, here they are, know the casting director, and watch several episodes to get the style of it. And they go, and I can't tell you how many times they say, oh, Annie, I don't watch TV. I go, oh, wow, that's the world you want to work in, and you don't watch television. So
That don't help.
yeah. Hassiem, it becomes so clear to me about the work blocking people. Uh, it becomes, it's not magic to figure it out. I also think you have to work 2 hours a day on your career, whether it's research, whether it's learning new material, whether it's I have 13 tools that need to be constantly worked on. So, even if you've got a 9 to 5, we've got to keep in the arena. I go, you want to be in the flow of creativity, in the flow of the market you're in the flow of the specific area you want in this first quarter to move forward.
I love that. And I love how you spoke about immersing oneself in the thing that they want to do. You know, if you want to be in musicals, go see musicals, work on that dream role for 6 months at a time, even though you haven't booked it yet. Like,
Mhm.
two things come to mind. One, a guy I had on the show, season one, he was in Camelot on Broadway.
Wow.
And it was the first show he booked out of school, like just mere months after graduating. And he did just that. He had fallen in love with the show. He heard it was coming to Broadway and he started working on it. And I think he'd worked on it for like 3 months before, casting sent out appointments and his reps were able to get him that audition. And obviously, that made a huge difference. And then the second thing I think about when you talk about immersing yourself is I read this thing about Tom Holland in a magazine over the weekend, his casting process for Spider Man, and
Mm.
how the casting directors described him as having like that star power.
Mhm.
And what they said was they were said it was a confidence with which he came in the room. And he came in the room and did a standing backflip. And they were like, he just was Peter Parker.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you mentioned briefly the importance of confidence. And I think that is something that truly transcends industry. But people who walk in, like they're the most important person in the room, or not the most important person, but they're the right person in the room to solve the problem that's in the room.
Mm, mhm.
And they fully believe in that. Man, if you could catch that in a bottle and sell it, good God, you'd, you'd be the world's first trillionaire.
Yes, when you are constantly asking, when am I going to get cast? When am I going to have the career I want? You're not living in the moment. I have a couple of affirmations I wanted to pass out to you, but uh, one, I moved through this year with purpose, intention, confidence, and ease. So again, it comes from the mindset. What I believe about my place in the industry, what I believe about my talent, and what I believe that I am the creator of it. Too often, we feel like we are not in control. I am not able to navigate in control. But the more you focus on creativity, the more you focus on your purpose. I'm also a big one for that. What is my purpose as an artist? Do you know what? And when I am motivated by purpose, and again, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, your purpose. Um, but when I'm motivated, it's too often we artists are selling their talent to other people and they don't feel particularly purposeful about my voice. What is it that I want to use it for? We have some of the most powerful ability to alter consciousness anywhere, uh, in any form. And the more you are very clear about purpose, about what you want to do with your artistry, uh, then you're driven by a belief. You're not living from the outside in. It's very
100%.
important for me. And quickly, I want to say my own purpose statement is my personal example, by personal example as a performer, writer, career coach, public speaker, and co owner of the Up To Date Actor. I inspire and motivate artists of all ages to evolve their creativity and reach their highest potential. And then ultimately, what I think that does is that we create storytelling that elevates social consciousness so that we're all seen unique and honored, whether it's on stage or film. We're That's who we are, and that's really our job.
Thank you so much for sharing your purpose statement with us.
Can I ask you what yours is?
Can you ask me what my purpose statement
Yeah,
is?
have you thought about it?
I have actually. I have a mission statement written down. It's not something that I like look at every single day. It's more of
Mhm.
something that, if I ever feel like I've gone off the rails a little bit or I'm feeling a little down on myself, I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Um, but ultimately, my goal, when I feel like what's my purpose as an artist,
Mhm.
it is to develop and use my platform to disrupt the current model for what it means to be a successful artist.
Mm.
Meaning, I'm a black Muslim man from the South, and I just don't see too many people who look like me on screen or on stages. And but I know so many talented people who do look like me and who believe like me. And so my purpose as an artist is to, by example, create a pathway for others who are kind of in the same world as me to have a platform as well.
I love that. Uh,
Thank you.
that
My actual written statement is much more concise than that, but that's off
Yeah,
the dome.
no.
Yeah.
I
I'd love to play a game of red light, green light. Now,
Okay.
this is gonna be kind of rapid fire. Okay. So I have 5 like New Year's action steps that an actor may take or may think they want to take. And I want you to give each one a green light if you feel like, yeah, that's awesome, smart. A red light if you're like, absolutely not, don't do that. You're wasting your time. Or a yellow light if it's like, not gonna hurt, not sure how much it's gonna move the needle, but not gonna
Yeah.
hurt.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with okay, this is a good one. Cold pitch myself to the top 20 agencies on IMDb Pro.
Yellow. Uh, those need referrals, number one, and it also needs a level of career, uh, projects, your resume, your credits. So just to blankly do that, I would say that's a yellow.
Heard. Pay $1,200 for new headshots.
If you have that in your budget, yes. If you don't, then work with someone that is going to be a $600, $300 that's going to do environmental shots, which I see as the new headshot look for especially film and TV.
Are you giving that what color are you giving that one? What's the light?
Oh, green. Well, if you have the money, yes, green, but also there are other ways.
Okay, heard. Enroll in an 8-week acting class.
Green, got to be in the flow. You've got to keep your instruments sharp. You've got to do that.
Love it. Buy a new camera for my self-tape auditions.
If you need it, again, do it. I see people, oh, okay.
Could you clarify need? We'll assume that this person is Gen Z, millennial, even older, hell, they have a smartphone. They have a smartphone that's been made in the last 5, 6 years. Um, and they're thinking, I'm gonna buy a new camera for my self tapes.
Red to yellow. Uh,
Mm,
if it's working, great. I also see affordable people doing self tapes for you. Supposedly, if you don't have a great setup, lighting is important. Uh, Got to have lighting. Audio is important. So it's more than just a camera. Uh, but automatically saying I need a new camera without the rest of the equipment there, I say is yellow. I don't think that that's a smart move.
mhm. Great. And last but not least, see at least one off Broadway or Broadway show every month.
Green. Yes.
No explanation needed. I love it. Love it.
Again, you want to work in TV? Immerse yourself in watching the style in your market. I get people that are in Atlanta and can't be a local hire here saying, I want to be in Law and Order. And I go, oh, well, are you a local hire here? What is your backyard? Look at
Mhm.
your backyard. Don't, yes, we think we can self tape and get in on anything. No, if you do not have the credits to support guest star plus level roles, you're a co-star, and that's a local hire. So again, start with your backyard where you are. If you're on the East Coast, we have 4 new studios opening here. Production is going to boom in 2026. New Jersey is booming. Boston is back in the game. So it's a good. You need to know these things about the industry. And again, look in my backyard. Where can I work? What's my type? What are the 10 shows I'm perfect for?
100%. 100%. Okay, back to the regular scheduled programming. When you have a client who kind of falls off the rails, isn't
Mhm,
feeling successful, they've got the materials together, they've been following your plan, they've been working with you, and
mhm.
it's just not happening for them. What's the advice you give to them? How do you get them back on track? How do you keep them mentally in the game? Because as we know, there's so many factors as to why, you may not book a thing, but when you're in the thick of it, it's hard. It's hard to think I'm doing all the right things
Yeah.
and none of the right things are happening for me.
Well, number one, it's mindset. We've got to expect success. We've got to be confident, not just saying affirmations, but I always like it needs to go into the subconscious as well. I have to emotionally feel successful. I can't just repeat, I am a successful actress. I am a successful actress, and not internalize it cellularly in the subconscious. That's only in the mind. So, number one, we work with mindset. Number two, how much time do you work every day on your career? What are the actual specific steps you're doing right now? I find one of the Achilles heels of many of the clients that I work with that whose work has stalled is that they no longer are co-partnering with the agent. They're not researching what's happening, what's coming. For instance, Cupertino is a new uh, Robert King and Michelle King project that's going to be CBS. It's a David and Goliath show that's really coming to the forefront. It probably is not going to shoot for 6 months.
Mm,
Mike Colbert is the star. So, right there for you, Hassiem, uh, it's the world you're going to be able to live in. And it's I don't know if I said it, a David and Goliath legal drama. They do
oh,
Elspeth here. They like to shoot on the East Coast. We don't know where it's shooting yet. But all right, I've just given you a project that now should be on your radar. We need to research it, put it in a Google alert. Anytime something pops on the internet about that project, I would highly recommend you do introduce your talent to them, why you're specific, why you would work in that world. If you have any lawyer credits that you've done, that you've worked on any of the legal shows, I would put that in. I would also uh, have that on the radar with your agent. Say, hey, this is coming. I'm excited. I want to work with this company. I want to work with this executive producers. So that's the way we keep moving forward. And again, when a career stalls, that work is not being done. You're showing up for an audition. That's it. You're not adding to the table. You're not continually looking for projects. The
mm,
clients that I have had that are the most successful, that are Emmy nominated, she didn't win, but they're on fire with this work. They've done it from the very beginning. Where who are the directors I want to work with? Who are the showrunners I want to work with? What production companies? What type? do I want to work? Where do I fit the most? Where is it easy for me to get in? And they feed that information back to the agents. So when a career stalls or there's not forward motion, that is absent, that type work. And also passion becomes less and less. I'm tired of having to do this. I'm tired of promoting myself. What's wrong with the agent? What's this, that? We've got to find ways to keep the passion and creativity flowing. And for me, that's getting up every day and saying, hey, I'm the co creator of this day with the universe, with whoever you define. And let's go. Let's do it.
Boom. I love it. And the thing I love most about what you just said is, well, you didn't say it by this name, but the accountability piece, right? Like,
Mhm,
if your
mhm.
career is stalling, then it means you're not doing the work.
Exactly.
I love that you place the accountability on the person. I think just in general as a society, we kind of lack a bit of accountability in this day and age, and that's a conversation for another time. Um, but especially so in this industry, because as another guest on the show said, Louis Kinchelmy, nobody owes you anything.
No,
And so if you want whatever's out there, you got to go get it. You got to be relentless.
well,
And I
yeah.
and I
For
oh, I say I also love because the big question I was going to ask you was, what do your most successful clients have in common? And you mentioned, this Emmy nominated actress and the kind of work ethic that she's put into her career from the beginning. And it's that work that we don't always see. We watch these award show, we see these people, we have no idea the conversations they're having with their reps. We have
yeah,
no idea the classes they're taking. We have no idea the amount of preparation that they put into every single audition. And so I love hearing, from somebody who's on the inside and who works with someone like this one on one that, like, no, this work works. This leads to success. And you have a
yeah.
proven track record of it.
Absolutely. For instance, I'm working with a lawyer now, fantastic actor. There's nothing, fantastic look, good representation. And then I go, what do you want to achieve with working with me? I want to be a full time actor, but I'm an immigration lawyer right now. And so I go, okay, what have you been doing? Do you have a database of casting directors that you give quarterly updates on? Do you have your talent report from your representation? What are you researching? What projects are you writing for? None of that was happening, but yet I want to be a full-time actor. And so I'm very clear with that person to say, that's not going to happen if you do not become the CEO of you, become the motivator of you, the motivator of your reps. Know where you fit, know where you want to go. Put the time into it. I don't care if you have to get up at 4 in the morning. You got to do it. Uh, so again, Hassiem, I things are very clear to me. I see what blocks artists. I give them ideas, and it is the accountability. And the more I can work with somebody each week, and we define those goals. What is this? I review the notes they send. I review everything. I review their reels, our new scene. Are we going to add that? Well, let's evaluate. Does it add anything, a range to what you already have? If it doesn't, no, and the production value is not that great. So, uh, I and I love what I do. I love artists. I love creativity. I love the entertainment world, and it constantly inspires me and motivates me.
Amazing. Well, Annie, thank you so much for the work that you do to inspire artists. I love that your purpose that you shared with us earlier is really connected to everyone that you seek to serve. I think that's
Mhm.
incredibly admirable and honorable. And I appreciate the work that you've done. I appreciate, all the up-to-date workshops that I've been able to attend and the information I've got from you all and your platform, the Up-to-Date Actor, which we don't have time to dive into, but guys, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. The number one tool, if you walk away from this conversation with nothing else, the number one tool for actors today is the Up To Date Actor. It's a website, Google it, sign up, get the yearly subscription. You're gonna need it. You can say that I referred you. You can put my name in there, and then I I get some free time on the platform. I I have I mean, Andy, you probably know this. I have referred so many people. I've gotten lots of free months off of this platform
Love it.
because I'm a huge advocate. basically those databases I spoke about in the intro from the drama bookshop. It's like it's all online now. You can look up all the agents in your region, all the casting directors, who's looking for what. You can target projects so you get an alert similar to the Google alerts that she was talking about, but specifically like all of your target projects, including plays. Like you could target the title of a play and
Yes.
it'll tell you if there's a production coming up in, the middle of Minnesota next year. Um, so incredible platform. I highly recommend it. Annie, thank you so much for your advocacy. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us on the Actors Instrument.
Thank you so much. I'm a big fan, Hassiem, of you. So keep it going. I'm now going to constantly be popping in on what you're doing. And gosh, 2026 is going to be a fantastic year for you.
It is. I'm claiming it.
Find the movie.
All right, folks. Thank you. If you enjoyed this conversation with Annie, then you'll love a recent interview I did with career coach Stuart Hislop. So be sure to check that out. Thank you all so much for tapping into this episode of The Actor's Instrument. Shout out to our co-producers and distributors over at Next Chapter Podcasts. Before you go, please like this episode. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I said, in 2026, we are growing, and we'll be back next Tuesday. Until next time, y'all. Peace.